Buckle up, you guys. Buckle up.
It's pretty crazy.
Everybody would kind of shake my hand and congratulate me and then be like, oh, here you go. And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, oh, just you wait. Now I understand it. It is the craziest, most fast-paced, intense filmmaking challenge I've ever done.
It's pretty crazy too.
I have absolutely no regrets.
Hi, my name is Amanda Wandler, and my film is called Wa'ela, Moon's Wife. It's a story about a Secwepemc woman whose love and beliefs are tested when a pill for immortality enters her life. I make films because I love storytelling. I feel like I have many stories inside me that I want to tell, stories that will make people think, maybe help people to better understand Indigenous people and create a connection with an audience. And it started with a question of, what if the choice to live forever carried an additional risk of then also having to give up having children? Then I took that idea and wrote it from my personal experience and perspective as an Indigenous person. It's about the tension between love and belief, and I hope audiences leave thinking about what truly gives life meaning. I feel like this film is really deeply tied to my identity. It is a Secwepemc film starring Secwepemc actors with music composed by a Secwepemc composer. I feel like it's a beautiful example of true representation in film. As well, it gave me the chance to meet some amazing collaborators that I really hope I could work with again in the future. I am quite emotional every time I watch it. I'm very proud of what we created, and it feels almost surreal to me that the words that I wrote became what I feel as such a magical film.
Hello, my name is Jackie Hoffart, and my film is called The Reveal. The Reveal is about Stevie, a non-binary comedian who has some trouble with their sister's gender reveal party for their baby, while also harboring their own gender update that they're taking testosterone and transitioning. It's a heartfelt story about how families sometimes struggle to show up for each other in the right way, but it's full of heart and full of laughter. It's a really personal film. This film means a lot to me. I used The Reveal to find the language to come out to my parents about taking testosterone. And it was kind of a case of art inspiring life. Initially, I developed the story together with my friend Jillian Beausoleil. She was pregnant and I had just started taking testosterone, and we were like, how can we make a Crazy8s pitch that's a good story about these kind of related but unrelated experiences? A lot of it is inspired by things that my family said to me or didn't say to me. And so for me, The Reveal is a very personal story that combines elements of real conversations had with people in my life and also dramatic tension. And then there's just a little bit of whimsy in there too.
I mean, I think we really lucked out in that Jackie was unemployed during this process because they really took the reins and ran with it. It's so nice to be able to work on a project and tell a story that you believe in. Just such a joy to work on this project.
The star of my film, Emily Nemetz, is a gem, an absolute legend. It's a little odd to write a character that's so much like yourself and then cast a person in that role and then see them doing your own stand-up comedy back at you. And I just got lucky with such an incredible cast. I think everyone who worked on the film should be really proud. And I invite you to sit back and enjoy The Reveal. I mean, it's just so fun. I'm sure you'll like it.
Hi, I'm Sam, and I'm the director of My Mother, the Zombie. It's a coming-of-age short film about a 14-year-old girl who has to care for her mother, which is a zombie, while navigating the grieving period of losing her father. As this goes on, she meets a guy at school that kind of her first love, and things go wrong.
I have an interest in the zombie genre because I feel that it's such a fantastic genre to explore when it comes to metaphor.
We are exploring grief and depression through the metaphor of a zombie. I wanted to go more towards a drama fantasy or a drama with magical realism. I had to cut a lot of the scenes from the script, so it ended up with a different ending. What we have now, it's it's very close to the story that I wanted to tell. I think the message that I want to leave from the film is that the family will always prevail. The bonds that connect them are so strong that they will always be there. I wanted the audience to discover the world of Kira through sound. So the camera is on her all the time. 80% of the film is on Steadicam, and then the rest is just static because the language changes once the story comes to a certain, the story is resolved.
I just was amazed at how well the team worked together. Everybody was just positive. They were happy to be there. They were excited.
Crazy8s is kind of my comeback as a filmmaker. I'm just really happy and thrilled to be part of the program and all the experience that I had in here. To the audience, I invite you to watch My Mother's Zombie at the gala, and I hope you like it.
So I am Spencer Zimmerman. I am the co-writer and director of Headcase, which is a satirical dark comedy about a wannabe influencer who runs over a pedestrian and in a vain attempt to turn it into a influencing opportunity, ends up falling in love with this head that comes to life.
What happens if, you were left with this head and it started talking, and then so you felt guilty you couldn't get rid of it, and then you've just got to carry this thing around, and that kind of spiraled from there.
It was a way to make a movie that felt like it was about now and that felt contemporary and that was kind of talking about the world that we live in, but it was doing it in a way that felt fun and engaging. A unique creative decision was to have a head be talking, and so we tried to do it with a tone that felt awkward and cringy, that kind of reflected the tone of, or the feeling that I have when I see people do stuff like this online. And Werner Pretorius at Amazing Apes made us this incredible prosthetic head. I was ready to make the movie with a styrofoam head painted skin colored with some fake blood on the bottom, and finding some way of making it work. I'm used to really making stuff work with nothing, but it looked unbelievably good. So I knew from the beginning that Pat would be playing the head and the character of Brad, and that Siobhan, his fiance, would be playing the character of Karen.
Siobhan, my fiance, who played the lead, she played Kylie/Karen. We love working together.
There's one person every time. And in that case, and in this case, it was Siobhan and it was Pat. I felt extremely blessed on this movie to be surrounded by an incredible group of creative people who were willing to be on the boundaries of what's kind of normally expected from a movie. And we got to make music that sounded good but is not correct. And the cinematography, we got to do the same thing where it kind of breaks the rules, but it still works and feels good. I hope when people watch this movie, they kind of walk away from it, take a step back and think about what are the ways that maybe I'm acting a little bit like Karen, and what are the ways that I have maybe passed judgment on people like Karen. If everybody can have an experience something like that, even a little bit, then I think we've done our job as filmmakers.
Hi, my name is Mia. I am the writer-director of Our Monsters, which is a short film set in the 80s that surrounds two boys, Daniel and Peter, as they team up to defeat the monsters in each other's closets. This story is a personal story. It's based off of my life of growing up in an abusive household until I was about 16 before I left with my family. So it's based off the experience of hiding in my closet when I was a kid and kind of creating a safe space. This film means a lot to me on a personal level. It was my first short. I initially wrote it because my partner brought home these really cool vintage walkie-talkies, and I saw it and I had this idea pop in my head. And I really wanted to find a way to express parts of my past without having to go directly into telling my story very directly. There were a lot of films about abuse that I relate to, but kind of made me feel worse about my situation rather than made me feel understood and seen. Being able to make this film and show kind of my side of things of it's a terrible experience, but there still is good parts of me that came out of it. Being able to put all that together into this film was definitely huge for me. But the main unique aspect of our film is the animated elements overlaid on top of the film, which was definitely a very ambitious part of the project. I really wanted to bring to life the imagination of our two main characters because they're very young and they're very playful. Working with child actors was definitely an adventure. They were both so professional and so amazing. I think it was a really, really, really good time. This film is for my mom and my brother. So my mom, who is the most loving and supportive, caring human being I think I've ever met in my entire life. She's just the sweetest, cutest thing on earth. So I wanted to make this film for the two of them, as well as my partner Tristan, to kind of show them how much I care about them and that their connection is what really helped me get through life and help me kind of cope with the things that I went through. So I hope that they're able to see it and that they're proud of how things turned out.
My name is Hannah. I'm the writer and director of Red Light Rebel, and it's a film about a Korean-Canadian pastor who gets stuck at a red light on a regular night, and he spirals into a big existential crisis over it. So Red Light Rebel was inspired by my own upbringing. It's almost like a parable. It's sort of a philosophical conundrum. It's a comedy drama. It's a little bit off-kilter. It's a little bit weird, I think, in a good way, hopefully. Why did such a seemingly traumatic or heavy story inspire a comedy drama? And I think it's important to note there's definitely a lot of absurdism and satire maybe, and I think I found it a lot of fun actually to laugh about the things that I found painful growing up. Red Light Rebel is for kids who grew up in church. It's for people who have questioned religion but are still deeply involved and in love with it. It's for people who have left out of pain and fear. For the role of Peter Kim, our main character, it was about finding an actor who could portray a very nuanced character who is shy, at the same time a leader, who always does the right thing but is deeply conflicted. One of the key scenes is our intersection, because that's the crux of the film. And I really wanted to do it practically, so finding an intersection that was safe, met all of the script requirements, was a challenge. I probably spent about 150 hours researching, and by the end of it, we found a really, really good spot, a practical location where we shot our entire intersection scene. Writing a story that sheds a light on conflict in the church. It's hard to find a church that will say, yes, please come and film here, and do that. But we ended up finding a really wonderful spot, the Vancouver Unitarians Church. They welcomed us with open arms. Making this film was a very cathartic experience for me. It's the first time I've written something so personal. It's not easy to talk about religion or trauma in this day and age, but it's something that I carried for a really long time. Making Red Light Rebel, it was finally an opportunity for me to make myself understood. That was probably the most rewarding part of this experience.
I mean, I've been in and out of this industry for over 10 years and never had an opportunity quite like this. Such an incredible experience and so validating.
The name of Crazy8s automatically says something about like the caliber of the project and what you're doing.
The clout and like structure that's built into it, they really set you up for success kind of from the get-go.
You know, the Crazy8s name be something that when you say it to people, things they otherwise wouldn't do for you, they will do. You know, people that otherwise might be beyond your reach will say, yes, I'll get involved, man, and I'll bring this and I'll bring that. I mean, that's life-changing for us.
I definitely do think that it opened up a lot of doors for us.
One of the best parts about Crazy8s is just how enthusiastic everyone else outside of Crazy8s is, and even big players in the industry here, they're all willing to support and sponsor and help you out.
It's like this rallying call to bring together all of your people and your community to work together on a movie.
I know it's a difficult time in the industry right now, but that actually, I think, worked in our favor because more people were available and be recognized for your work in such a large setting. That's a gift. Crazy8s has built into its sort of infrastructure quite a lot of shadowing or mentoring.
Really go for the program. They really take you by the hand and help you make the best film, but also help you grow.
Being able to see everything that came together was a really surreal experience, and kind of being able to look back and be like, wow, those 8 days passed so incredibly quickly, and here we are with a film. And
it's almost like a master class crash course in how to produce a film. I would have taken years to have to accumulate if I'd just been doing this outside of the Crazy8s framework.
It was just like a beautiful filmmaking experience just to watch that whole thing come together.
I would say just being able to bring something to life and to be able to express yourselves to the whole world is very cool.
I just want to say to the audience, thank you for being here, for taking a chance on these 6 films, including mine. I think I can speak for all of the writers and directors when we say we really put our heart and soul into these, and I think that's all you need to know before you watch this film.